What if my friends think I've changed? What if people think I'm trying too hard? I'm sorry, but who cares? If your growth makes somebody else uncomfortable, that's their adjustment to make, not yours. Are you tired of seeing other people leveling up while you still feel stuck in the same old patterns? What if I told you that the reason your blessings keep slipping through your fingers isn't because of luck? Nobody else is luckier than you. It's you holding yourself back. How do you expect to glow up externally if internally you're still holding on to the old version of yourself? And that's exactly what's happening. But not to worry, because today I'm going to be showing you exactly how to truly stop blocking your blessings and finally step into the woman you were meant to become. So grab a notebook, grab a pen, and you might want to start writing down things that resonate with you and how you can let go of your old self. So we're going to need to really start at the beginning and build up your self-concept, because this is going to be a crucial step in letting all of the abundance truly come to you. You believe you're worthy, you believe in yourself, you believe that you can truly aspire and reach these goals because you've proven to yourself before that you can do all of these things for yourself. So the world is your oyster. You can do anything that you put your mind to. It's all about building that self-concept, because you might be making these good habits, going to the gym, waking up early, reading a book. Externally, you may just be going through the motions and doing all of these things, which on the outside looks great. But if your internal script is, I'm bad at consistency, but I'm the awkward girl, I don't think I deserve this, there are way more other deserving people than me, then having that negative self-talk and perception of yourself is gonna sabotage yourself later on down the line, because your results will never outrun your self-concept. And if your self-concept is that of negative self-talk and beliefs, then eventually it's gonna catch up with you, even if externally you are doing all the right things. If you still see yourself as the old version, then you will return to her every time, because you can't let go. You're still harboring these negative self-beliefs. So if anything that I've just said has really resonated with you and you truly want to work on your self-concept to become the best version of yourself, then I have an actionable step for you in this section. What I want you to do is I want you to write down 3 self-beliefs as if they're already true. So if you're struggling, then some examples could be like, I value and protect my energy and time, I am consistent in everything that I put my mind to, and I am enough because I'm evolving. Those 3 examples are truly a great starting point, because once you start saying them constantly over and over again, you will start to believe it. You will start to move as if those self-beliefs are true until they eventually are, because that's the whole point of believing it internally. You're truly believing, yes, I am consistent. I do show up for myself all the time. I do value my time and my energy, and you will start to act as if until it's true. And once you believe it internally, externally, everything else will just start to fall in place, because it's all about having that self-concept first and that confidence in yourself to believe you can truly emulate these things, and it's not just a facade. We're not also stating these negative beliefs. No, because you truly believe that you can do it and you can put your mind to anything and achieve anything you want to. Now I want you to imagine that you're really stepping into your goals and your habits, and you're doing it, you're thriving, and then suddenly you skip a week at the gym, you start to reconnect with them old distractions. You know what I'm talking about, TikTok doom scrolling, all that jazz. You start to tell yourself, oh, I'll just miss that day. I'll just miss today because I'm tired. And then you start to fall back. And I know this is hard. It's part of everybody's kind of growing journey when dealing with becoming your best self, myself included. When I was younger, I used to be a self-proclaimed procrastination queen. But why? Why do we revel in these excuses? Why do we just go down the ladders of excuses and procrastination and making excuses for ourselves and that it's okay? At the end of the day, it is a form of self-sabotage, and it's because leveling up means that you're losing your identity. You're having to part ways with somebody who you've known and loved for so long. It's like a mini death. It's like a breakup with yourself, and you you're scared, you don't know the unknown. Everybody's scared of the unknown. So that's why we always end up coming back to those same destructive habits, but we need to break the cycle. You need to break the chain. When I was in the transition stage of shedding my old identity, I found it so hard because the old version of myself felt so protected in that blanket of self-deprecating humor and negative self-talk. I used to do it all the time. But I realized it was a continuous loop and it just got worse and worse and worse, and I needed to make a change. Something needed to change because I was not happy in that situation. So that's when I'd made a decision to change the trajectory of my life and stop with the habits that were causing me to get stuck in that loop and that cycle. You're not lazy, you're just attached to who you used to be. We all know that growth isn't this linear, straight line journey. There is going to be challenges along the way, but you need to stay committed and remind yourself of why you even started this journey in the first place. Now, as I mentioned before, this was a big one for me in my journey towards growth and self-development because I reveled in self-sabotaging. And if any of that is resonating with you and you feel like this is a key area that you want to work on, self-sabotaging, then I've got a little actionable step for you. Every time you catch yourself sabotaging, I want you to ask yourself, which version of myself am I protecting right now? And then once you've done that, I want you to do one tiny action that aligns you with the woman who you want to become. Even if it's uncomfortable, whatever that small little thing is that you think will put you in alignment and on the same frequency as your high self. What would your high self do? What little action could you do to become your high self? Do it. Even if it's a little bit uncomfortable, and it'll put you in that non-self-sabotaging little circle, and then you'll realize, hey, it wasn't even that bad, and these small little steps you'll be able to keep doing, and you'll have the confidence to kind of build that up a little bit more. Here's the secret that nobody ever tells you. If you stay consistent, you can actually never fail, because no matter what the outcome, you are learning and growing from that experience. It doesn't matter if it went bad, it's like, okay, that went bad. What can I do next time a little bit differently? Or if it went well, you're like, okay, success. I know that works for future reference. That's great. But it doesn't matter, because each time you are having that experience, you are learning, and that's where the growth comes. It doesn't matter if you're making a new habit like reading a book or going to the gym like twice a week even, or like going on little walks for yourself, or whatever it is that you're doing and building up, you're proving to yourself that you do what you say you're going to. And that will really help in building up your confidence and self-reliancy, which is key to the overarching theme that we're talking about today, becoming your best self. When you do what you say you're gonna do. That is a key attribute to kind of like all of these successful people that you see in the industry. They put their mind to something and they do it. And they have that experience of doing that prior multiple times, so they know, if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, because I've done it all these previous times and it's been successful. It's worked out a little bit here, maybe didn't work out as good here, but it doesn't matter because I had that experience and I did it. And that's the only way you're gonna learn, that's the only way you're gonna grow, is by actually doing it and saying that you're gonna do it, knowing that you have that confidence, that self-reliancy to believe in yourself. Then it's all gonna come together. I just wanted to mention consistency in a little section on its own, because consistency is the key to everything. You want this life, you want to achieve these goals, you want to be this kind of person. You're never gonna get it if you don't take action. You're never gonna get it if you do it one time and then you're like, I got embarrassed, I'm never gonna do it again. So consistency really plays a key part in developing yourself dramatically, and that's why I wanted it to have its own little section here. However, another section, a bigger section, when you're changing, you're developing, you're growing into this new version of yourself, this more evolved, this higher version of yourself. What comes with that is possibly the fear of people seeing you differently. If you know that you're only trying to better yourself because you want to live a better life, you want to be more fulfilled in your life, become a better person, the highest evolved version of yourself to better everybody around you and yourself in your life, then why on earth would you dim your light because you're scared of receiving judgment for evolving? What if my friends think I've changed? What if people think I'm trying too hard? I'm sorry, but who cares? If your growth makes somebody else uncomfortable, that's their adjustment to make, not yours. Growth is a natural part of life, and you have the right to do so just like everybody else. else does. It just so happens that everybody in your circle doesn't grow with you at the same time. So if you feel this section resonating with you quite a lot and you think that you will have quite an intense fear of being seen differently or being judged for stepping into this new version of yourself, then I have a little actionable step for you. I want you to create an affirmation for yourself, just one. And whenever that fear of judgment starts creeping in, I want you to say this affirmation to yourself. You can find these anywhere. You can find them on Pinterest, Google. Pinterest is very good though. I want you to kind of find one that really relates to you and that really links to how you're feeling, because the more it relates to you, the better the affirmation is going to help you whenever you have these feelings. I have a little example one, which is my evolution is not anyone else's responsibility. It's yours and yours only. Your evolution is for you and it's personal to you and it's nobody else's business. Now, we've talked about a lot of crucial segments today that could be a reason why you are blocking your own blessings. But this last step is really gonna tie everything together and is a step that is kind of like your final form to truly stop blocking those blessings and step into the best version of yourself, your best and highest version of the woman you want to be, which is acting like your future self before it's comfortable. The quicker you embody your future self, the quicker you align yourself with the same frequency that your future self is on. Now, we've talked about frequency in a previous video, but it's because it's so important, because you are doing it so much and acting as if you're already this person, this higher version of yourself, that it no longer becomes an act. You end up doing it so much that you eventually become, and you can do that and put yourself in alignment a lot quicker by doing and acting in this way. Your mindset and your actions naturally sync up with your thought process, because this is now who you truly are. So how do you get there? How do you get to this place where you can start acting like your future self? What you're gonna stop doing is asking extremely vague questions such as, what do I feel like doing? That's how we're blocking our blessings, because we're not being specific enough. You need to start asking questions like, what would the woman I'm becoming do? What would who I'm trying to be act like? What would my future self be doing in this moment? What would my future self eat for breakfast? What would my future self do for hobbies? What would my future self do if she had a free day? These are gonna get more specific, and you're gonna be able to really start thinking of things that put you on that alignment with acting and being your highest self. Then you're gonna be able to come up with the real answers like, she invests in herself, she keeps her promises to herself, and she protects her energy. These are the specifics that we want to really get at, because those are going to be the things that change in your life and that you're really going to be able to implement, that will have a difference in your life. And yes, of course, it's going to be a little bit awkward at first, but it's not inauthentic, it's evolving. If you think about your favorite celebrity or your favorite person who kind of made it and is successful, they all had to start somewhere. They all had to make that first step, do that first thing, and they probably felt awkward too, but it's because you're evolving. It happens, it's a part of life. Don't block yourself by saying things like, oh, this is cringe, like, oh, I'm too scared. Just push through the awkwardness, push through the uncomfort, because on the other side, that's where the success is. So if this section truly resonated with you and you think, okay, that's something that I'm gonna need the most work on, is actually acting like my future self before it feels comfortable, because it's never going to feel comfortable when you do it for the first time, then what I would suggest to you for your actionable step is to choose one thing, one small daily habit. It could be journaling, it could be reading, it could be going for a walk, it could be going to a cafe, a little solo date by yourself. I don't know, whatever it is that helps you to become the truest version of yourself. Choose that one daily habit, and I want you to do it consistently for 7 days, and I want you to track your progress. So write down every day when you do it how you feel, what were the differences, and you're gonna see a real difference from day 1 to day 7. I want you to reflect on those 7 days at the end and be like, okay, how do I feel now compared to how I felt at the beginning? Write down those feelings, write down those thoughts, because I'm telling you, the difference between day 1 and day 7 is going to be very interesting for you to read and about your growth. Stepping out of your comfort zone is never easy, but your old habits will block your blessings if you keep romanticizing them. You are allowed to outgrow yourself and evolve and become somebody new. Like we said, it is a part of life. You think this new person who you're going to evolve to is going to be the final form? It's not. Trust me, it's not. I thought so too, and it's not. I've evolved probably every 3 years. It happens. You're allowed to do it. It's a part of life. The only thing stopping your glow up is your loyalty to the old version of yourself that you made when you were in survival mode, not success. You're not that person anymore. You're not that girl anymore, and that's okay. You need to let go of her in order to thrive. So everybody's homework for today's video is to write a release letter to the old version of yourself. Thank her for protecting you, and then consciously let her go. Whether you seal it, whether you rip it up, whether you delete it, write it electronically, you are symbolically letting her energy go and allowing yourself to grow and grow into the new version of yourself. Your future self is waiting, and she's unstoppable. The question is, are you ready to step into her power today? And that wraps up today's video. Thank you so much if you made it to the end. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video and want to see more. Please pop down below what section of the video resonated with you the most. Also, if you have any ideas of what you want to see from me in any of the future videos, please also pop that down in the comments below, because I think that'd be really, really nice to hear from you guys. And I'll see you in the next video.